Alrighty, Intercontinental Championship time. This is going to be the big one. This is basically the co-main event. If there's anything on the undercard that you care about, it's going to be this match. Intercontinental Championship, Dean Ambrose going up against Kevin Owens. Last man standing match. At TLC, Dean Ambrose shocked the world by beating Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. And since then, Kevin Owens has made Dean Ambrose's life a night of living hell. We've seen Kevin Owens is the NXT champion. He lost the NXT Championship. Then he lost his chance to get it back. And the Intercontinental title was sort of him regaining his position inside of the company where, this guy matters because this guy beats John Cena. I like Kevin Owens' is character progression. I like that what storyline is built behind him. The only reason why he wrestles, the only reason why he fights is that basically he wants a better life for him and his family. Him being Intercontinental Champion, I guess that would mean that he had more road dates, he has more championship matches, he's making more money, and this is sort of like him climbing the ladder to the top. Dean Ambrose, a guy that people have been thinking for a long time, definitely is going to be a future main eventer for WWE. We've seen him main event a few pay-per-views. We saw him and Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, even though it wasn't the biggest stipulation match on the card, was sort of like the match that everyone cared about, so they put it on last. We also saw Dean Ambrose have the main event match against Bray Wyatt at TLC. We saw them have Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. This is a guy that's been getting the main event exposure without sort of being treated like he's a real main eventer, even though he sells lots of shirts and he has lots of fans and people are behind him. This is like two battles of the fan favorites. Ambrose has a huge fan base. Owens has a huge fan base. The only thing that I don't understand is why these guys would want to go out there and beat the holy hell out of each other before both of these guys more than likely are going to compete in the Royal Rumble. For them to lose this match, which is basically the last man standing, you have to beat the guy down to the point of he's not able to answer the 10 count, which more often than not, like the last time we saw this match was I guess, did we see, well, that would be after 30, where we had Bray Wyatt and John Cena in one. I think that, then after 31, Cena and Rusev had one, and then we also had the one where, what was the last man standing match? It was where somebody fell into a box and got trapped. There's always some sort of a gimmick that makes it where they're not able to get up. Tons of weight falls on top of them. Well, it's never just somebody beats the guy to the point where he's not going to get it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dean Ambrose throw Kevin Owens into a trash can and shut the lid, a lot like WrestleMania with Terry Funk and Mick Foley going up against the New Age Outlaws. Some sort of a gimmick like that. It's never just one guy beats the holy hell out of each other. It's a lot like the Macho Man versus Crush at WrestleMania 10, where he tied his legs up, but that was different. Now that was where you had to pin the guy, and then you had to get back in the ring, where they would start the 10 count, and you had to get back in the ring before the 10. Now all you have to do is stand up, which changes the game drastically. I wouldn't be surprised if Ambrose holds on to the belt here. I know I've never really understood. If you go back to after the Royal Rumble last year, the build-up into WrestleMania was that Dean Ambrose wanted to beat King Barrett for the Intercontinental Championship, because when he went to WWE Studios, he saw the Hall of Intercontinental Champions and he wanted to have his poster on the wall. He won the championship at TLC. We never saw him, achieve his dream of putting his picture on the wall, even though this is something that Vince would want no part of because he's Dean Ambrose. It'd be funny if he had to sneak in there and you see the Hall of Intercontinental Champions and it's all like big, like bigger than 8x10, whatever it is, 10x15 or whatever it is, pictures, and Ambrose basically sneaking in has to hang up this like little 3x5 picture on the wall. Maybe he doesn't even have a frame for it, so he just staples it onto the wall, and that's how he gets his comeuppance against the Authority. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Basically, from here we go on into the big main events. Like I said, more than likely both of these guys going to competing in there, and they're going to get the holy hell beat out of each other before then.